I never thought he'll get anywhere as a fighter. He was wild. He threw punches from all directions, no science whatsoever. But he had power, and he had guts, he had courage. And that was the thing going for him. But I never, in my wildest dreams, thought he will get where he is today.
Manny Pacquiao is a fighter of colossal proportions. The smallest giant in the world. The only boxer in history who became the world champion in 8 weight categories. On Saturday, July 20th, 2019, at the age of 40, he defeated Keith Thurman, taking the WBA title from him while becoming the oldest welterweight world champion in boxing history.
No fighter looks more sensational than the Pacquiao looked the other night.
This athlete is able to make the toughest and most brutal fights exciting and positive. He is the personification of all the contradictions of boxing, embodied in one person. Welcome back to the world of boxing. Please don't forget to press the like button, leave comments, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy these videos. Today, we invite you to look at our 5 most striking and memorable fights of the Philippine champion, Manny Pacquiao, when he shocked the whole boxing world.
He also has a case for greatest fighter, pound for pound, who ever lived.
Pacquiao is the first and so far the only boxer to win titles in 8 weight categories. He started with the lightest and successfully climbed to the first middle category.
In May, fighting Manny Pacquiao is something entirely different from fighting Steve Boone.
Looking back with admiration on how the career of this great Filipino began, early in his career, there was a time when all of Mexico and a large portion of boxing fans hated him. It was at that moment that Pacquiao turned potential into absolute real power, sweeping everybody away. Initially, Manny made a name for himself in the Mexican rings, taking fighters apart one by one for a good 5 years in a row. San Antonio, USA, 2003. Manny Pacquiao versus Marco Antonio Barrera. In 2003, Pacquiao signed a fight contract with the legendary Marco Antonio Barrera. This fight was to be the first truly serious test for the Filipino. In the first round, Pacquiao was knocked down, but this misunderstanding only provoked an athlete who was hungry for victories. He bombarded the local opponent with blows throughout the fight.
Probably a market sometimes.
But Pacquiao's body punches set up another knockdown, and Lord Cole says it's not a knockdown. Their feet must have been tangled up. I'll tell you what, that was a hard left hand. And there's another one like
That looked like more of a Barrera wincing, the blood dripping into the corner of his eye. Pacquiao still determined not to let him take control of this fight. Even when he throws back, he's determined to come right back.
it's going to be a slugfest from here on in. Barrera understands he can't box for a minute anymore. I wouldn't send him out for the 12th round, Manny. I don't care how proud he is. There's no way a great fighter should have to go through 3 more.
As a result, Barrera himself was twice knocked down, and in the 11th round, the Mexican's coach was unwilling to allow the beating to continue and asked to stop the fight. This was Pacquiao's first truly significant victory. Las Vegas, USA, 2004. Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez. In less than a year, Manny organized a fight against Marquez.
Surrounding a fight, he's leaving himself exposed when he throws his punches.
And he's getting picked off down the middle by Marquez as he did on a quick left hook there. And he fires the straight left hand.
Coming at Marquez like a typhoon across.
Already in the first round, Pacquiao sent the Mexican 3 times to the floor of the ring, but he rose every time. It was a real battle.
Another straight left hand. Marquez
The situation he's in right now.
Marquez lands a solid left. Still with his great speed, and he is able from time to time to get in, land the left, and then get back out. There's a...
Finally got his chance.
Oh, Pacquiao landed it right.
A dangerous guy when you go to him. Because he's not a counter
by Pacquiao.
He only can punch when he's coming
Win the fight. Hard left hand by Pacquiao. Marquez again. Marquez misses with one right, now lands one. Get right.
Mexican fans for showing the courage and the fortitude.
Stay standing throughout the round. Freddie Roach wants to take nothing for granted. He asked Manny Pacquiao to go before. Can compare with this.
The fight lasted all 12 rounds. The judges recorded a draw. It should be noted that the Mexican was on the floor 3 times, but due to efficient handwork and a high pace, he managed to level the advantage and lead the match to a draw. The Filipino and the Mexican met 3 more times. Pacquiao won twice, Marquez won once by knockout. Las Vegas, USA, 2008. Manny Pacquiao versus Oscar De La Hoya. The first fights of the Filipino were fairly unremarkable. Although he was not more skilled than Morales, and especially Marquez, he invariably won. And some of these fights were especially tough. It used to seem that it was almost impossible to deal with a Mexican fighter in a hard exchange of punches. But Pacquiao not only proved the opposite, but also set a new level for such boxing. Pacquiao has made an impressive journey through the lower weight divisions. In 2008, a bold plan emerged to organize what would be the biggest test of his career, to challenge Oscar De La Hoya, who fought in the welterweight and first middleweight divisions. As soon as the battle was announced, everyone around was terrified, because De La Hoya was huge, and Pacquiao would not only be beaten, but maybe seriously injured as a result. 1992 Barcelona Olympic champion Oscar De La Hoya, nicknamed the Golden Boy, was at the time the most eminent of all the Filipinos' rivals. To meet him, the Pac-Man jumped the welterweight, bypassing one category. De La Hoya, who had an advantage in height and in the length of his arms, was the unconditional favorite, but already in the opening it became clear that the experts were deeply mistaken. When the bell sounded, Pacquiao quickly led the fight, changing all assumptions.
Left hand, right through the middle of De La Hoya's guard. De La Hoya lands a left hook. Left hand, starting his offense with it, as he's doing there, shows
Manny's upper body movement and the defense is very, very effective.
De La Hoya has not been able to solve Pacquiao against him. There is a big swelling. Now 60, 3-0. Manny Pacquiao.
And if Oscar's not going to if you watch when Manny lands his left, he did lose on him. Lands his cup extremely high. So they're really on the belt line. Who's looking
Hard shots. De La Hoya hasn't been down, but that may be the only thing that's keeping Weeks from stopping him.
The American simply did not have time to react to Manny's lightning attacks. Despite the long arms of the Golden Boy, he had a hard time. Before round 9, Oscar's corner stopped the fight and Pacquiao ascended to boxing greatness. Oscar De La Hoya received such a painful blow to his self-esteem that he never returned to the ring. The fight with the Filipino was the last in his career. Las Vegas, USA, 2009. Manny Pacquiao versus Ricky Hatton. After Manny Pacquiao beat Oscar De La Hoya, American boxing experts wondered who would be the next Pac-Man rival. They did not have to think long. Already by mid-December 2008, negotiations began on the organization of another mega fight, Pacquiao versus Hatton. The boxers gave an oral agreement to fight. Ricky Hatton, after the defeat of Floyd Mayweather Jr., got back into boxing. He had previously defeated Juan Lozcano and Paul Malignaggi, so he and his team happily seized on the possibility of a fight with Pacquiao. The fight was planned in the welterweight division, where the Briton was most comfortable. However, not everything was so simple. The verbal agreement needed to be documented, and this is where the problems arose. Manny refused to sign a deal for the pay-per-view sales at the rate of 50-50, instead insisting on a figure of 60-40 in his favor. Hatton's team counted on equal shares of revenue from the paid broadcasts. All this went so far that on January 22nd, a rumor appeared in the media that the battle had been canceled. Bob Arum, Manny's promoter, was not eager to cancel and made concessions with his boxer. He increased Manny's fee from 11 to 12 million. An agreement was reached with Ricky's team to share the split of 52-48 from the paid broadcasts in favor of Pacquiao. Obstacles were removed, and on January 23, 2009, a contract was signed.
Take care of yourself at all times, and when I say you must obey, good luck, touch up.
At the beginning of the battle, it became obvious that Hatton's strategy consisted of his usual style of fighting, and Manny was ready. In the first 2 minutes of the battle, Manny's right hook made contact with Hatton's chin 7 times, and his strategy was paying off. Moreover, Ricky found himself in a frontal position at the time of Manny's attacks, which further simplified the task for Pacquiao. The 8th right hook threw the Briton to the floor, and this was the beginning of the end.
And that's a knockdown for Manny Pacquiao. Perfect right hand inside.
Manny managed to make contact with his right twice more and added a left. Hatton fell again. Only the bell saved him from further trouble.
This is the brilliance of the Filipino slugger.
It was worth noting that in the second round, Hatton took a risk, realizing he was in trouble. Ricky scored a few more accurate shots, but it was only a small number compared to Pacquiao's onslaught.
Pacquiao from the beginning. Pacquiao stunned Hatton and knocked him back. Look at the brilliant accuracy of Manny Pacquiao, landing with both right and left hands. And then he closed down Pacquiao's left side. Hard right hand again by Pacquiao. Ricky can't see the hook.
Seemed to be able to get close enough to Pacquiao often enough to do that.
Ability to punch and maintain balance, which he used to couldn't do. And his head movement is just too difficult for him still. His head is still.
10 seconds before the end of the round, Pacquiao struck a hard left hook, sending Hatton into a deep knockout, which was later recognized as the best knockout of 2009. Manny not only won, but literally shook Hatton. With this win, he became the second boxer in history to fight in 6 weight categories. The first was Oscar De La Hoya, but that was only the beginning. Moving forward, Pacquiao became the champion in 2 more divisions, to set an absolute record of becoming the champion in 8 weight categories. This achievement is unlikely to be surpassed by anyone in the near future. The defeat so shocked Hatton that he announced the end of his sports career. Ricky later admitted that after the fight, he was tormented by thoughts of suicide. Fortunately, the Briton overcame all difficulties and is now engaged in coaching and developing his promotion company. Las Vegas, USA 2009. Manny Pacquiao versus Miguel Cotto. Pacquiao would not be himself if he avoided a good fight. 6 months after his victory over Hatton, the Filipino met Miguel Cotto with a first-class Puerto Rican knockout. At that time, Cotto had suffered only one defeat in his career, from Antonio Margarito, and this decision of the judges was rather controversial. It is also to be noted that Pacquiao had defeated Margarito.
I want to encourage you again to keep your fight clean at all times, protect yourself at all times, and what I say, you must obey. Good luck, touch him up.
Pacquiao versus Cotto met the expectations of the fans. Both boxers went all out to make a real show. In the first round, both boxers were neat and careful, although Cotto seemed to have an advantage.
Winding down round one, and a very good one for the champion in white, Miguel Cotto.
Oh, and this is going to be a good fight.
However, in the second round, Pacquiao picked up the pace, and no one expected such a one-sided beating in the ring.
Let's see if they'll hang in there. He really landed. For Cotto, back comes Pacquiao, stinging combination. Do you love it? Love it. Big combination, big hook by Cotto.
Pacquiao was free to do whatever he wanted in the ring. In the third round, the Filipino knocked down Cotto for the first time. Cotto fell a second time after Pacquiao's uppercut in the fourth round.
Oh, nice movement from Cotto to avoid those shots. Down again. Combination puts him down. He's hurt this time. He's very wobbly.
From all angles. The right hand does not have the striking power, whereas Manny comes from all angles with power.
Again. Pacquiao is
From an angle to score that. Now there he goes again. Weird punches from weird angles. He can
done damage. Pacquiao peppering him with punches.
and then some.
And Cotto is beginning to retreat constantly, and he almost went down a lead. Hard right hook by Pacquiao.
Like a machine warmed up from all angles.
Is he better than Henry Armstrong?
Well, Armstrong was
to me, what I'm saying,
Armstrong was a volume puncher. He wasn't a knockout puncher.
He can hurt you with punches and not even stand-up punches.
And when Cotto
Tactical retreat.
absolutely, just as he was in the late rounds against Margaret. Cotto backs into the corner. He's in big trouble now. The fight could end in a matter of seconds. Holding on.
He can't hold this down. He can't see the punches coming.
Trying to counter. Does he want to close the show?
In the later rounds, Manny continued his aggression, and the referee stopped the fight at the beginning of the 12th round.
Now Kenny Bayless does his duty.
Sometime after the fight, Pacquiao admitted to reporters that the fight with Cotto was one of the most difficult fights in his career. With this victory, Manny Pacquiao took the WBO World Welterweight title to become the first boxer in history to win 7 world titles in 7 different weight categories. Pacquiao also won a special WBC Diamond belt. On July 21st, 2019, Las Vegas, Manny emerged triumphant in a fight with American fighter Keith Thurman. For the 30-year-old Thurman, this defeat was the first of his career.
Bit of a smile from Manny Pacquiao. Oh, down goes Thurman!
And let me tell you, that was just a quick punch. And
Thus, Manny Pacquiao won the title of Super Champion of the WBA World in the weight category of up to 66 kilograms. Pacquiao was the only one in history who managed to become the world champion in 8 weight categories. In total, he has 62 wins, 7 losses, and 2 draws. 39 times he defeated an opponent by knockout. This was our top 5 Manny Pacquiao fights. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please press the like button and leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any interesting videos. Take care, and we'll see you next time.